Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Brad with Spy Fitness, and I am going to talk triceps with you and kind of how to work them and how to focus on them a little bit, because it can be a little bit overwhelming if you come into a gym, especially if you're not familiar. So kind of forewarning, this is going to be a bit remedial. So if you're very familiar with the gym and whatever else, this may not be the video for you. But if you're someone who's looking to get into the gym and maybe a little bit intimidated by all the equipment that you see, this might help you just a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about exercise selection to be able to work the triceps, and we'll get into it here. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subbed, I wish you would. Okay, cool. So go into the gym and you see kind of a machine like this, and you can kind of take a look at the machine that we have, right? So this particular portion of this machine is set up essentially to do tricep work, maybe some pull down work, something like that. But predominantly you see people doing push down tricep work here, right? So the tricep is made up of 3 heads. There's the lateral head, the long head, and the medial head, okay? All 3 heads comprise the tricep, but each functions just a little bit differently. So depending on the orientation of your hands, it will either emphasize or not emphasize the different heads of the tricep. So when you come in and you see a machine like this, and you see all of these, you know, these implementations, right? The different hand grips. It could be a little bit overwhelming if you're not familiar. But essentially all you're doing is just changing the orientation of your hands to try to put emphasis on one of the heads. So typically, if you have a narrow grip, kind of like this, you're gonna put a little bit more emphasis on that lateral head, which again, is that outside head here, this part of the horseshoe. So you're gonna put a little bit more emphasis on the lateral head and the long head by keeping those hands more narrow. If you put them a little bit wider, you're still gonna be hitting that long head, but you're gonna take some of the emphasis away from that lateral head and put more emphasis on the medial head, right? So come more in here. This is where the medial head is. So depending on kind of if you're trying to sculpt your arms to look a certain way, that may kind of dictate what you use in terms of selection, or depending on what your function is. Like if you're trying to create a powerful bench press, you may want to make sure that you're getting kind of equal development across the tricep and hitting all 3 heads. So in that case, it would be very important to not always be using the exact same hand grip, right? Switching it up, changing things as you go from either from set to set or from session to session, using different hand grips would be really good for just kind of overall development of your triceps. So didn't want to make this one a super long video, just kind of wanted to demystify one of the machines in the gym. And for anyone who isn't as comfortable in the gym as maybe like I am or whatever, this might give you a few ideas about what this machine does and how best to use some of the attachments in order to get kind of the work that you want to get. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and leave in the chat box below. I'll be sure to respond. I appreciate you guys continuing to support the channel with likes, shares, and subs. It means a lot, and I do appreciate you guys very much. I hope this video helps, so leave me a comment if this video helped you. And yeah, that's it, guys. Remember, no matter what it is you think you can't do, like come in and maybe use some equipment that you're not completely familiar with. You're never going to get familiar if you don't get in and train to spike. You're either going to find an excuse or you're going to find a way. And I hope that you guys continue to find the way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.